In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a review of the 2020 Fortaleza Winter Blend right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of the Fortaleza 2020 Winter Blend, which just started it in the shelves. This is different than the 2019 Winter Blend, and I'm going to go into more detail about what makes this one different next. The 2020 Winter Blend, I'm not going to go into how this tequila is made because I did a video on how they make the tequila at Fortaleza, and it's made the same way, using the same processes, and I'll put a link to that video right here. So if you want to see how Fortaleza makes their tequila, you can. What makes this one different than the 2019 is basically the way they aged it. Okay, so they basically took the still strength Blanco at 96% alcohol ABV, and they filled one American oak barrel that was used for aging beer. They filled another American oak barrel that they use for the regular reposado that they make, and they filled another French oak barrel that they used in last year's winter blend with the Blanco. Then they took these Blancos and they aged them in the barrels for the both American oak barrels. They aged them for 6 months, and the French oak barrel they aged for 10 months. Then they took all these barrels and they blended them together to create the flavor profile for this tequila. So it should be special, and it should be different in the fact that they added a beer barrel in here now. And I'm a big beer fan. I was a national champion home brewer and also a beer judge. So I do love a good beer. And the fact that they aged this in a beer barrel is exciting for me. So, and what they did also that's different is this is bottled at 48% ABV, where the other one, previous one, was at 40% ABV. So this one's actually a higher proof. So it should have an interesting flavor profile, and it should be an interesting experience. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the tasting portion of this episode. All right, going up top to our pour cam. Here's my Denver and Liley tasting glass that I've been using a lot recently. And we'll go ahead and open up the bottle of Fortaleza. Now, there's a trick with the corks on Fortaleza. They have a kind of a longer cork on them, so the trick to opening these is to turn the cork and pull up while you're turning, and that way the cork doesn't break off in the bottle. It comes out nice and clean. And then let's go ahead and pour some in the glass. All right, now let's go up top and take a look at it in the glass. All right, taking a look at this in the glass. As you can see, it's got, covers the glass really nicely. You can see the legs and tiers coming down. That looks really good. Looking at the tequila itself, it is a light straw colored tequila, crystal clear, nothing in it, looks beautiful. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this. Ooh, interesting. Definitely picking up some of the baking spices and the cinnamon from the cooked agave. But it has kind of a sourness that's coming through on the nose. It smells really interesting. Let's take a sip and see what we get on the flavor. Coats the mouth beautifully. Definitely getting the really nice cinnamon and baking spices from the cooked agave. It has this interesting beer bitterness that's coming through on it. And it's followed by a fruitiness, kind of like dark cherry, a little bit of citrus coming through. Lots of the cooked agave coming through. A little bit of this bitterness. Definitely there's some oak in there. Picking up a little bit of anise coming through. And it's got a fruitiness, kind of like a dark cherry coming through. I'm not picking up very much of the French oak at all. Like I normally would get the butterscotch or something coming through. But it is a little on the sweet side when it finishes. It's a nice sweet finish to it. A little bit of heat there to it as well. But it's not bad. It's actually really good. It's very different from anything that Fortaleza has done before. Definitely getting the baking spices and the cinnamon. Yeah, this bitterness is kind of interesting. It's a beer bitterness coming through, like a hoppiness coming through on it. Then oak. Then it turns to like a dark cherry, sweet fruit. And then finishes with a nice cinnamony sweetness on the tongue. And it's got a nice finish to it. The finish lasts a pretty long time. So I'd give this kind of a long finish because it just kind of sits on the tongue with a little bit of heat. And that cinnamon sweetness coming through. It's actually really good. So what would I rate this? I would rate this 4 agave. It's a very good tequila. Easy to sip. Very special. The price for it that I've seen out there ranges from $99 up to $200. I personally paid around $150. Do I think it's worth it for a one-time shot? Absolutely. It's got a really interesting flavor profile. I enjoy it. Would I spend $200 for it? Probably not. I think $150 is probably the max. If you can get it for $99 or below $150, I would definitely pick up a bottle. This is a very nice tequila. I definitely will enjoy sipping it, and hopefully it'll last for a long time so I can enjoy it. So that's it. If you've tried the 2020 Winter Blend Reposado, I'd love to hear your comments below. Did you kind of pick up the same tasting notes I did? If not, what did you taste? I'd love to hear what kind of notes you picked up. Don't forget to give the video a like for the information I shared, and more importantly, don't forget to subscribe. I've got some great reviews and great informational videos coming up, and I'm putting together some giveaways for you guys as well, and I'd love to see you win. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to like. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. Salud.